Chapter 24, Belle's Betrayal. Doc was more than happy to comply with Gaston's request to put Maurice into the sanitarium if Belle did not agree to marry him. He knew very well Maurice was just an odd little man who loved only one thing more than his clanky apparatuses, and that was his daughter Belle. Doc was quite content. His coffers were filled. He had made a new alliance with Gaston, and he was about to partake in some good old-fashioned skullduggery. He was aware of how intimidating he appeared, illuminated by the torchlight, and he loved nothing more than causing fear. Gaston and his mob were gathered in full force in front of Maurice's home. They were a rowdy bunch collected by Gaston from the tavern at closing time. There was nothing quite as menacing as a bunch of hooligans after a long night of drinking with gold in their pockets and hate in their hearts, all of which in this case was supplied by Gaston. There was little doubt Belle would agree to marry the braggart. And why not marry him? She couldn't possibly do better. Who else in town would have her with all her strange ways? Belle answered the door, her eyes filled with fear. "May I help you?" she asked. "I've come to collect your father," said Doc. His withered skull-like face looked horrid in the torchlight. "My father?" she asked, confused. "Don't worry, mademoiselle. We'll take good care of him." Belle was seized with fear. She understood when she saw Doc's wagon in the distance. They were taking her father to the asylum. "My father is not crazy!" In the Beast's small study, where the witches had found him brooding, they watched through Florence's eyes everything that was transpiring. Look here! She's going to betray you," said Ruby. But the Beast wouldn't come to the mirror the witches had brought with him, so he could see what Florence saw. "She won't betray me, I know it." The witch's laughter filled with the Beast's head, driving him mad. "She never loved you. How could she? She was your prisoner. She only pretended to love you so you would let her go. How could she ever love someone as loathsome as you?" The Beast's anger rose to dangerous heights. His roar caused the chandelier to rattle and the room to shake, frightening even the sisters, but Lucinda persisted. "Look, here's proof if you don't believe us." She showed him the mirror. Belle was standing in front of an angry crowd, holding the enchanted mirror. She screamed, "Show them the Beast!" His face appeared in the mirror, ugly, frightening, and foul, his roar terrifying the mob. See, she's betrayed you," Lucinda said as she danced in the Beast's study. "She never loved you," screamed Ruby, joining Lucinda in her absurd dance. "She's always loved Gaston," chimed in Martha, prancing about like a deranged peacock with her sisters as they taunted the Beast. They're to be married in the morning after he kills you," they all sang as they danced in the circle. "It was their plan all along, you see," they cackled as their dance grew even more repugnant. The Beast was finally defeated, completely diminished and heartbroken. He could barely bring himself to meet their gazes when he asked the sisters to leave. "Please leave. You've gotten what you wanted. I have suffered for hurting your sister. Now please, I want to be alone." Lucinda's laugh was more sinister than he'd ever heard it before. "Oh, and you shall be alone. Alone forever. Forever a beast." And the sisters were gone before the sound of their laughter left his drafty study. He was alone, and he knew he had brought all this on himself. Only one thing comforted him. He had finally learned what it was to love, and the feeling was deeper and more meaningful than anything he'd felt before. He felt like he was dying. To die, one must have first been alive, and the Beast could finally say that by finding love, he had lived.